it's Mark and Cindy on the radio, 10 to 11 a.m. Well, it's Mark and Cindy, they've got a morning show. Every day I listen in.
Good morning, Montgomery County and Conroe, Willis, Woodlands.
And all points beyond.
That's right. And all over the world, actually.
Don't forget Antarctica.
Oh,
Antarctica.
man, Antarctica.
That's right.
They have internet there.
Can I shout out to Nanook? No, that's the northern
That's right.
pole. Never mind. I will not shout out to Antarctica.
But we do want to say hello to Sochi.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Sochi or Sochi?
No one even
Everyone
knows or
keeps
cares,
saying
but
it.
Today's show is powerful.
That's right. We do.
Cindy.
We have a packed show. And remember, we told you we were going to bring you good food and good music today. And so today our guest, we have Ryan Rivera. And he is one of the owners of the Cilantros, the new Cilantros, only 6 months old. That's a baby.
That's a baby place.
Yeah, in restaurant terms. In Willis, Texas, right down 1097, behind the big
West or
Walgreens
east?
and
It
Kroger.
must be
It's
west.
on the west side.
Ooh, behind the giant Krogers? Oh,
Yes, yeah.
man.
But
Overflow.
you can't miss it. That place is hopping and hot. So, but they have mild too. But it's a great place to eat. I can attest to that.
Yeah. And then
I love to
later
eat
in the
there.
show, we've got the one.
And then the one and only.
The person who actually came up with our theme song and agreed to sing it for a lot of bucks. And that part's a lie.
Well, we
Jared,
shot him during the deer season, right?
We
the
did.
Bucks, and gave me
That
bucks.
was,
We said, "Here's the bucks."
Jared Starrett.
Jared Starrett. And it took us a while to learn how to pronounce his last name, but I got it down, don't I, Jared? Yes,
I keep thinking
do.
it's Scared. But Cindy, before you say another word, young lady, in fact, keep your mouth. I've got something to present you. One, I don't know if y'all know, those of you who watch us occasionally may realize that Cindy steals my pens. She actually steals anything I set down on this table, and I'm looking for it. Cindy, here is a pen that if you take this yellow thing off, it's a light, and you can shine it in your eye or...
It's a laser light.
Yes, and this came
I
from
can't shut it.
Jay's Automotive and Transmission, who has my brother-in-law's truck right now. These people are so honest that I just told them, look, this truck needs something. It is oil leak and all. Please take care of it. And I have faith that they'll do it, and they give those out. And that's a great pen.
This isn't any kind of like under the table.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But
so we can give them a good
that's
recommendation.
Exactly, no, they're going to be our sponsors one of these days, or they're going to know the reason why.
Well,
Great pen. And remember
I understand
where
that.
it came from.
Look at this.
The other
But
thing.
that is beautiful.
Isn't
It's a
it beautiful?
beautiful pen.
Take that yellow thing
And
off the top.
Take this.
I
off
know
the
that's
top.
what your dad told you more than once.
I've never heard of that.
I don't even know what it means.
It's a little collar that will keep me
Yeah,
from snapping it down.
Ryan may have to help you with
Okay,
that.
all right, I
Cindy,
got it.
the other thing, you know the
my-
discussion we had?
I can't see.
The discussion we had about the Beatles.
Yes,
We like the
yes.
Beatles. Well, the article came out in this Sunday's Courier, and your name is actually on the headline.
It is?
It reads, Kay and Cindy's memories of the Beatles in Houston. So you
Kay-
can have that.
Oh, thank you.
You are- yeah,
Did
I-
you autograph it?
No, I did not.
See, Mark.
Cindy doesn't read my stuff, so I have to bring it to her.
Mark actually writes a column every Sunday in the Courier. So you want to be nice to Mark and be good to
well-
Mark and invite him to your restaurant. I'm talking to
Yeah, I do want to go to this restaurant.
our first guest, and we'll bring him in now because he's just sitting over there patiently waiting.
Isn't he patient?
He's so patient. It's Ryan Rivera, and either if this doesn't work out in the restaurant business, I think you need to go on stage. Ryan Rivera. That's like a Hollywood actor's name.
Actually, you know what? Is I have a problem with it's not Ryan. It's with Brian Rivera, and I've been having problem with that. They just kind of make a little mistakes.
Wait, did you said it's Brian Rivera?
Yeah, it's Brian Rivera.
Nice,
I just
Cindy.
feel-
All I ever heard was Ryan.
I
So
know
didn't
him
hear the
well.
Brian.
That's why he said people make mistakes.
Right.
Okay, so
It's Cindy that did
and you
this.
know what? He's so nice. He
never
would never
told you.
correct me.
Yeah.
I would just say Ryan, but he thought I made the B silent, so it's Brian Rivera.
Well, actually, I share this story with a lot of my customers. It's like my real name is like Brian. You know, I'm from Mexico, and
Brian.
every time sometimes I have to tell like people when they're on the table and say like, hey, you know, I introduce myself, approach to the table, like I try to be nice, and I say like, hey, my name is Brian, first of all, and then but they call me Brian. The reason why is because it's spelled different, but for American people, it's easier to call me Brian. So,
But I like Brian. But I would think you'd be, serving French food. That sounds Brian.
Well, it sounds like a female
Brian.
singer to me, Brianna.
Brian.
That's
Brian?
so. You're
Yeah.
okay with Brian, and I apologize.
Look
for-
at him.
By the
Wait a
way,
minute.
Brian, I wish I had your hair and you had a wart on your nose. This is one good-looking
He
son of
is
a
a
gun.
good-looking
and
guy,
sitting next to
yeah.
him, if you are watching on YouTube, you're saying, "Oh my
Wait
gosh,
till you
get that
s-
old guy out of here! I want to look
Yeah,
at
and
that."
we're gonna take
Why do you-
we're gonna take a picture of him as well.
That's why I put the camera behind
That's
you, Mark.
good.
now I'm in trouble
You
now.
know,
I'm
it's making
kidding.
so
I'm
much
kidding.
sense now. That was watched. In fact, I've encouraged that.
But anyway, Brian, you were there when it was Rico's, or did you come after when it was Cilantro's?
No, I got that store when it was already Cilantro's. They gave me the opportunity. Thanks to Mr. Mo. He's the one that put my name on the table, and he talked good about me. He's like me and him. We were working like before in a different location, and he decides. He talked to me. I mean, we have a meeting, and he says there's opportunity at Willis location, and we're gonna open. We're gonna change this place into Cilantro. So, will you be interested? Because I was living back then. I was living in Houston, and it's like kind of far away. My wife back then was pregnant, and I didn't wanna. He just bring this to me and see what I think about it and stuff like that. So I decided to. I start asking like some of my friends, like for how do you say that? Like
When you look at me and do that, I don't know. I can say a lot of things there. I don't know how you say.
so something to help me to take to do the right decision,
make a
make
decision?
a decision. So they finally come up with something that I really like the way it sounds. So I decided to take it, and since then I'm the general manager of Cilantro's Willis.
We like Mr.
Congratulations.
Mo. Is he the Mo's barbecue guy?
No.
Probably not.
Why do you just throw those out there? Now you're going to confuse people.
Well, I mean, how
Brian's
many
going,
Mo's
"Wait a
are
minute."
there
That's
around
right.
other than
There's
with
not-
the three?
there's not many, and-
comedy team.
But what
Mo
he
was
does
on the Willis Hour.
Yeah, he
If you
was
didn't
on the
know that.
Willis Hour. Mo, his partner, was on the Willis Hour, and what was so cool is that when I went there, and I was excited about it changing to Cilantro's, but I wasn't really sure until I went in there and Brian came over and just said, "Listen, we want to make sure you like everything we have, and we've made changes and we've improved the quality, and it's really good. So, but you tell me if you don't like anything, let me know." Little did he know who he was asking.
That's one of the main things for me to become better every day. I like to make people feel comfortable, and I really, really appreciate when people tell me like something is not right, because that way I can fix it.
That's so great because I guess the scariest one is the people that walk out and they're upset about something, but they don't tell you and they don't let you at least have a chance to make it better.
But they tell their friends.
Yes.
Exactly. But you know what it is? It's to be honest, I'm so happy working at Willie location because the people, I was afraid. I was working before this location. I was working at the one in the Kingwood, and when they told me like, well, you're gonna take over to Willie's. I was so afraid because I didn't know how people is gonna be on this side. You know what I mean?
That is so
You should have been
understandable. It
afraid.
hurts.
Well, let me tell you something. I really love Willie's Conroe. I mean, people here is like, man, it's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you for all those listeners. And hey, please, you are great people here. You let me talk to you. You open your. I mean, you give me a space. You give me a minute of your time, and please, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Don't you just
Good
love
comment.
this guy?
Yeah.
No matter what his food tastes
You know,
like, you like this
The
guy.
most
You're
fascinating
so
thing,
good.
one of the most fascinating things about this gentleman is I can go into a Mexican restaurant. I will not wear a white shirt because it's going to look pretty bad by
That's
the time
right.
I'm through.
That's
He
right.
works in a white shirt, and
He does.
he runs
He always
things
is
in a Mexican
immaculate.
restaurant.
He likes
in a
the
white shirt.
challenge.
Just
How does he
immaculate.
do it?
He likes the challenge.
That makes no sense. I mean,
Well,
you-
when I wear these white shirts, I make sure I don't do anything that day.
Oh.
Don't eat anything. Don't go in the
in the back.
kitchen. Anything.
no queso.
But no, we talked one time before, and we got really into a heated discussion about tipping and how much to tip and what you should tip a waiter. And what is your philosophy, and what do you say to your waiters to make sure they get a good tip?
Well, that's very simple. I mean, honestly, it's easy to tell that. Okay, for they get paid like how do you say
A
like,
base?
like I mean a base like $2.13 an hour, you know, and some people don't know. A lot of people they you leave like $2-3, which is okay. Well, by the law, you're supposed to leave the 15-20% of your purchase. But and I'm just a good tipper, you know, because that's where I come from.
Right.
I'm used to wait tables and stuff like that. But I believe you're gonna get what you work for. It's like what you deserve. You know what I mean?
I agree.
If you treat people right and everything, you make a conversation, you make it have a good time. Man, I mean having these tables without having a conversation, but just be on top of the table, like getting like $20 tip, you know, and
Wow.
and just on what maybe $25 purchase meal stuff like that. So I mean, but that's how it is. All I know is for those who's listening, just remember, waiters. They are really hard workers. They try to make a living, and they only give pay $2.13 an hour. So you know,
Be kind.
Be kind.
Think
You know,
about
my
it.
understanding, you said by law. In other words, what the deal is, they are being, anytime there is a meal they serve, the government's expecting them to get 15%. Is that what it is? And in other words, they are charged on their income tax, like you made 15% of this and that.
Actually, no,
that's not it? Okay.
No, not it.
I think it's a social law.
Oh, it's a
right?
social law.
It's a social
yeah.
law.
Social
Exactly,
law. Like,
exactly.
You know, they've upped it to 20% as opposed to 15%. Now it's 20%. But what you said was you believe they should earn it, and that if they work hard and all that, they will get more than that. Even people won't look at it as only a percentage.
Exactly.
You know, it helps with me if you cry too. If your waiter something bad's happening and you cry, I will throw a tip. I'm making that up, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna talk
when we
about
come back
his
after these few
experience.
words, I want to talk something about the food, and I looked at a menu, Brian, and I want some information on that. Right after these few words, back
You're
in a
listening
minute.
to the Mark and Cindy
Brian
Show.
Rivera, and don't forget about Jared Sterrett.
Jared's coming
Coming
up
up.
quick.
I
know
was
he's got
at the bar on a Saturday night. This old man caught my eye.
Hey y'all, grab your boots and hats on February 22nd. It's time for the 49th annual Go Texan Parade at 1 p.m. in downtown Conroe. This year's parade theme, Salute to Our Scholars, will feature entries from local schools, businesses, nonprofit organizations, and political candidates. So join us at 1 p.m. in downtown Conroe on February 22nd for the 49th annual Go Texan Parade.
It takes something special to make it in the business world. Montgomery County is fortunate to have a diverse pool of industries and businesses. Join me, Cassandra Roshan, Director of Membership Development with the Greater Conroe, Lake Conroe Area Chamber of Commerce for Mind Your Business. I will sit down with our chamber members to talk history, community involvement, and get some tips of the trade on how to be successful in our current business environment. Tune in on the third Tuesday of each month at 11 a.m. to hear from our members of the Greater Conroe, Lake Conroe Area Chamber of Commerce talk about their professional experiences. I guarantee you will walk away with insight of how to mind your business.
In his hand, no whiskey inside. But he was there every night. So I asked
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mark and Cindy Show, and we are here with Brian Rivera. And I mentioned Cindy before we left. I was looking at your menu, not your menu in particular, but the menu at Cilantro's that you're co-owner of the place, I understand. And I saw on this that you even serve quail legs, 5 quail legs per order. How do you come about? In other words, hey, I need some quail legs. I didn't even know they sold them independently like that. But do you have any idea where that comes from and how that?
To be honest, when I started working with them, they already have the menu set up.
Okay.
And all I know is on the appetizer part, page. And yeah, I mean, we have those quail legs that come with, like, let's say, as appetizers with 5, like you says. And also we have it with cilantro platters with it's appetizers that come with a little bit of everything.
Ooh, everything. That's
Yes.
what I'm interested in. I also saw fall off the bone barbecue ribs. You know, Brian, it's been my experience, and actually there's a rule of thumb around this country that says when you go to a Mexican restaurant, don't order the fish, fried fish or the hamburger. Order Mexican food because that's what you're here for. Your ribs, would you say I should order Mexican food? Or I like putting you on the spot here.
I'll say yes. Our ribs are like really great. I mean, having a lot of good and great comments about it. And yeah, but you're right. You're right on the situation with like people come to a Mexican place and they try to order like hamburgers and stuff or fish or something. And I wouldn't recommend that. In particular, if somebody come and ask me like, what you recommend is, well, our seasonal like fajitas or that's our specialty. Fajitas, ribs, chimichangas, burritos. Quesadillas, all kinds.
Somebody stop him.
I'm so hungry.
Nachos pretty
know.
good.
Oh man, they're great.
They are. They are.
Don't talk about it.
I'll tell you what they have. They have a cilantro jalapeno dip, or what do you?
Yes,
sauce.
the cilantro jalapeno sauce. That's our signature sauce. If you throw that on top of the enchiladas, you can get it with like ground beef, shredded chicken, fajita chicken, rice and beans, or we also have our cilantro rice, which is really really good. A lot of people is like every time we do a delivery, which there's another thing that we do, and it's free. It's like
But all of you in Michigan don't call in. That's it. They don't deliver that far.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Thank you,
only-
Cindy. You
only in
saved
this
this
area
man
right
some
here.
serious
Okay.
travel time.
Exactly. We can send it on the mail, or we can use FedEx or something. Yes.
Brian, let me ask you this: do you have a choice of sauce? Is there a mild, or do you just have the one that's pretty spicy?
No, we actually.
No, he has two.
Does he?
Yeah, he has two different ones. He has the mild. Don't you? You have a mild sauce.
Make it up if you don't, because I want the
Don't you have a mild
Well,
sauce?
Try the green sauce. The green sauce
sauce
is the
is-
mild. Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
so
that
good.
one.
I'd take it. Everybody, only
Oh,
on
my
YouTube we'll
gosh.
see what I do with
He
it.
embraces the whole
It's
thing.
so good. And now I judge a Mexican food restaurant by, first of all, the chili con queso.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Get-
that's important. And then I go to the tamale. I order
Mm-hmm.
a tamale and the refried beans and the rice. That's what sold me. It was perfection. It was so good. So I really do recommend trying out. And once I find something good, that's all I'll order. I'm not good about
Yeah, I've noticed
Yeah,
venturing
that.
out.
and she's saying
She does that.
what she's saying is true. Every time she come over to my place, she ordered the same exact thing. So she don't need no menu. I mean, every time like
The
we serve-
regular. I want the
What
regular.
the- tamales, come on, Cindy,
Oh,
please.
they're so
you need
good
something.
because a lot of these fancy Mexican restaurants will put too much what's the
the-
stuff on the
chili gravy or
No. the breading on the outside.
oh, cornmeal stuff?
corn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much, and you
yeah.
can never get to the meat. The meat's like this.
Okay.
So I appreciate that what you guys do. I love it. But the sauce, you won't get anywhere else. The cilantro jalapeno
Okay,
sauce. I'm
Cindy
sorry.
has obviously been there. I have not visited Cilantro's
Okay.
yet, and when I do, I will report back. And
Yeah,
I
when you-
have
Hey,
every-
please do that, and I promise you, it's gonna be a good experience for you. And make sure I'm there that day. You go.
okay.
Yeah,
Make sure I'm
he's
there.
not there on
What are their
Tuesdays.
tacos
He's
like?
here.
Yes, I'm here every Tuesday. So I'm just kidding.
The tacos. The
Yeah,
tacos.
what are the I'm a big. I'm the taco man.
Ooh, yeah, soft tacos.
Oh, on the soft tacos. I mean, they're really good because everything we make is fresh.
Very
We
fresh.
have we have our own people working and making everything fresh at location Rayford Satis, where we have that's the main store for cilantros, 45 and Satis, and well, we have all those people making the tamales, making the tortillas, and everything is fresh, like homemade. So
It is.
yes,
you
yes.
get
On the tacos, I mean, it's good. I have some customers coming over, and try to ask me for like, hey, do you make like some street tacos, stuff like that? The street tacos is only just you have to add like some raw onions and cilantro and the salsa and all that kind of stuff. I said no problem. So yeah,
Street tacos.
No, really. Like I like my tacos double wrapped.
yes,
And
yes.
then just very basic. And then if I wanted cheese, I might have queso on the side. Might do that. Mm-hmm. But no, street tacos or
Street
normal tacos.
That's funny. I've never heard of
I,
street
I
tacos.
try I try to talk to people to tell them like every time they come to my place, just tell them like, hey, look, if there's something on the menu, if there's something that is on your mind and it's not on the menu, please you let us know. We might have everything and we make it for you. I'm just trying to make people to come to my restaurants and feel like they are at home. You just tell me what you want and I make it happen.
Is that all? That's awesome.
That is great.
Do you know how Brian learned English? We just found out how he learned English. And Jared's going to be very interested in this, is that he listened to country music.
Oh, yes,
And
yes,
is it
yes,
because, do you think it's because of how they don't sing the words too fast? Or
Country music is something I really like. You will say like, how the heck in the world, like Mexican, and like that. But honestly, I really, really, really love country music. And I was talking to Jerry here like a few minutes ago, and that's.
And he was speaking Spanish.
He was speaking Spanish.
He was. I noticed
I'm just
that.
wondering how he learned Spanish, because I can tell you my story how I learned English, and it wasn't my heart, because I remember when I was back in Mexico, I remember try to speak English when I didn't know anything about English. I even when I started going to school, on my notes, I get like hundreds, like tens, and everything good. But they only teach you like the basic stuff like window, door, glass, and stuff like that. And you don't use that over here,
Do they teach you where's the bathroom?
Puerto La Baño.
See, that's the first thing, and the only thing I remembered was in Spanish was how to ask where's the bathroom. So did they teach you in English how to say that in English? Where is the bathroom?
No, they teach. I remember that. They just teach you like how to go to a restroom, like to get out of the class and come into the class. Like, may I come in? Oh no, I'm sorry. First it was like, teacher, you have to raise your hand and say like, teacher, may I go out to the restroom? Yes, yes, you can. And then we go to our restrooms, and on our way back, it's the same thing. Teacher, may I come into the class? And that's simple stuff like that. But
wow,
yeah.
If you had a student that would ask you that and that politely,
What would
you say?
I would say, okay, something's wrong here. Please.
Where did you go learn English? We need to send all these children to go.
Cindy, we have got so much time. We're getting
know.
time bit. Brian, we can't thank you enough for showing up today.
Yes.
This was great. It was an education for me.
That's right. And he has so many family members
there's so much
listening
I want to order.
to him today.
And one thing I'm interested in is how Jared Starrett learned Spanish, and we'll find out in just a second. Brian, thanks so much, young man. Appreciate
And
it.
listen, Brian, I'll be there soon. So don't worry, I will be there, and I want to let all your family members know and your wife how sweet it was for them to stop by and take pictures through the window.
Thank you so much, guys, for the invitation. So.
Visit Cilantro's, Willis, Texas. Visit Cilantro's. It's wonderful. Okay. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thanks,
Thank
Brian.
you,
Super job, bub.
Johnny Walker walked down on me. No whiskey in his word can drown her memory.
Howdy, folks. Cable Smith, host of the Lone Star Outdoor Show, inviting you to join me Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 on Lone Star Internet Radio for Texas' premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor talk show. So pour yourself another cup of coffee and pull up that stool a little closer to the old campfire, because if you can catch it or kill it in Texas, we're going to talk about it. That's right. Bucks and ducks, gobblers, monster bass, redfish, trout, and a whole lot more. Plus, you never know what outdoor celebrity is going to drop by, from Phil the Duck Commander Robertson to fishing legend Bill Dance or everybody's favorite uncle Ted Nugent. Heck, we might even mix in an interview and hear some brand spanking new Texas music from one of your favorite Texas musicians like Robert Earl Keen, Brandon Ryder, or the honky-tonk kid himself, Aaron Watson. Loved or hated but never ignored, it's the Lone Star Outdoors Show with me, Cable Smith, Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 right here on Lone Star Internet Radio on irlonestar.com.
Hi, I'm Joyce with the Corner Pub. in downtown Conroe. We're located at the corner of Simonton and North Main, just across the street from the courthouse. The week starts off Monday with open mic, hosted by Alan, and Tuesday nights open mic, hosted by Jeremy Bankhead. And on Thursday evening, McFarland Jams. There's nightly drink specials available every night, all night. And don't forget, live entertainment every weekend. To see a full list of events, visit our website at thecornerpubinconroe.com. So come join us at the Corner Pub, where the deli is open late.
SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County is a 501c3 all-volunteer-based rescue and adoption organization with a no-kill policy for healthy and adoptable animals. Our goals are fourfold: to rescue and rehabilitate homeless animals, to provide a safe haven for the animals until a suitable adoption or foster care home is found or until they are reunited with their owner, to educate the public about the great need to reduce pet population, which includes the importance of having their pets spayed and neutered, and to further the cause for humane and responsible pet ownership, and to provide a low-cost spay-neuter clinic for people who are unable to afford to spay or neuter their pets otherwise. SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County encourages you to think adoption first. You can contact us at www.spcaofmc.com.
I don't know what this world could
We don't often get to say this, Cindy, but we actually have the guy that's singing that song right here today.
Right
I am so
here.
impressed.
And the one who sings our theme song is Jared Starrett with us today, and we're so honored. And did you see how, Brian Rivera was like, wow, I get to meet Jared Starrett.
All here on the Mark and Cindy show.
It's a happening
here in
place.
St. Louis. No,
It's
wait
a
minute.
happening place. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, doing pretty good. I've had my coffee, so I'm doing a lot better than I was when I woke up.
Jared, I hope you had more than that. That looks like a little coffee.
Oh, this is my second cup from Conroe
okay.
Coffee.
All right.
From Conroe
Leo.
Coffee.
Yay, Conroe
From Leroy.
Coffee.
Okay. We are one promoting little radio
Well,
show, aren't we?
and I'm glad we can, especially when we got quality people in here. Jared, I understand you got a show coming up pretty quick.
Oh, yes, February 20th. That's Thursday. This Thursday.
That's Thursday. That's like the day after tomorrow.
That's right. We're just hours away from that happening, and you're going to be at Do-Si-Do.
Yes.
And that's going to be such a big deal to get to play at Do-Si-Do,
Some
and
great
so,
acts have played there and
they
are
will-
getting ready to. I'm sure you've played there before, haven't you?
I have. We had our first CD release party there at Do-Si-Do on 1488. Actually, they call it Do-Si-Do Music Cafe. They have three locations nowadays, so
Now,
I know
you
the
the
third
one
one.
on
got to
the,
specify which one.
Are you on the cafe or on the freeway? Which one are you going to be at?
I'm going to be at the cafe on
The cafe.
1488. Yeah.
1488. You go west on 1488. How far down is it?
About a quarter mile.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
It is right in front of the church, isn't it? Grace Crossing.
It is.
And
It's
the
just a
mansions.
little ways
and
down.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're close. Well, I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be fun.
And your band and everything?
Oh, yes.
whole
And
group.
Justin Fulcher's band. Justin Fulcher and the Burdens will be there as well. You get two
Justin
bands.
Fulcher and the Burdens.
Yeah, two bands for the price of one.
That's a great name. But now,
I believe
you
he's
know-
going to be a guest on Lone Star Radio here pretty
Yes,
quick,
he is.
too.
Yes, we're going to have him in. We have all the great acts in.
Do I like
And-
Justin?
Do you like him? Of course. If you like
Jared?
Jared, you'll like Justin.
Okay, good.
Oh,
There's
boy.
no question there.
I'm
Justin,
gonna-
you're okay in my book.
Yes. Does he do the same type of country music? How do you differentiate?
Well, actually, he does. He might argue with me, but I don't call what he does country music.
Oh.
He does what I would call red dirt.
Red Dirt.
That's
He's from
more-
Lubbock. What?
Is that more country than country, or?
Well, red dirt is like Texas blues, southern rock, but heavily country influenced.
Ah.
So like
I would
they
hate to
always
have
say,
to write that down on a form.
north of Austin, west of Nashville is what they call it.
Really?
Red
That's,
dirt. Yeah.
Red Dirt. Okay. Okay. So Red Dirt. We'll have to listen to some of his music before we have him on, so we could tell.
Yeah.
We love your music.
Cindy-
You helped me convert me. See,
I'm
because
not
I was like,
smart enough to appreciate country music. Red Dirt, I don't know these things.
I don't
Cindy.
either. I
Me too.
think we're too old. Is
Yeah.
that it? You think it's that?
Are there
Jared?
people too old?
No.
Don't
for
agree
this?
with that. Okay.
I think it's just that you like the Beatles too much.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard us talking about the
The
Beatles?
Beatles.
Oh yes, I read the article Sunday as well.
Jared's a
Jared
reader
is so
of,
good.
What a nice guy.
He is, and he keeps up with what's going on here, and that's why we want to make sure that we give you as much promotion as we can because you've been so sweet to us. But the Do-Si-Do, the main stage, or is it called the main stage, or what is it called? The one that's off 45.
The Big Barn is what they call that.
The big barn, and so then they've got two other locations. They have the one in 1488 and
They have one at Alden Bridge.
Alden Bridge.
Oh wow, that's
They've got one
deep
way
in the
down in
woodlands.
Alden
They do.
Bridge.
And that's actually just it's a coffee shop and like deli style restaurant. It's smaller than other locations, and they don't have live music there yet.
They do not have live music yet?
Not at Alden Bridge. It's a lesser known location.
Oh, okay. I was thinking they'd have to have it unplugged if it's a little small place, because you guys have, how many band members do you have?
I have 4. Yeah.
You have 4 band members, and so at the location where you're going to play, is it pretty big or is it?
It is pretty
medium
big.
size,
It seats 173 people.
Okay, that's plenty.
Yeah,
And they'll all be standing in front of the stage when you get on, right? Is that right? They all rush to the stage.
And
well, no, they have seating in there. They have
Do
tables.
people act all real cool?
They'll be
and
relatively sober.
they don't.
Well, okay.
Now you're
I've
stretching.
played shows where there's both ways.
There was.
Do-Si-Do is a pretty classy, family-friendly establishment.
Yeah.
Folks won't be hammered and throwing stuff at the stage there.
But now, what do you like that? Do you want them to be, boisterous, or do you want them to be, act like ladies and gentlemen? What do you like the
I
best?
appreciate both places. When we have a quieter place where people like to sit and listen, and they applaud when I play an original song that they really like, that's very nice. But I also really like the loud and rowdy crowd. Loves to dance, sing, and
Does that get you going? Does that energize you when people are screaming, or girls are screaming at you?
yes, it does. it really makes it worth it. But
You may have said that a little too enthusiastically, but I think that it's interesting with performers. I mean, I was talking about like the Beatles, and the girls screamed through the whole concert, and you never could hear a word the person said. And I thought that would be like, I spent all this time learning these songs and writing these songs, and you guys didn't hear one word I said. But I guess the paycheck at the end didn't, is good. And so I don't care if you hear me or not. But you do have a
sometimes
lot
the paycheck at the end is good.
Yeah, that's
Other
right.
times I wish they'd pay me more.
Oh, really?
I would think so. Jared, who's your opening act? Are you going before?
I heard there was a talented band out of Liverpool I'd like to get to open for me.
The old, you
Okay,
don't
I'm
want them
gonna
now.
stop. I'll stop talking about the Beatles. All right, already. No, but you guys are going on to at different times. You're going to be first, and then Justin comes on, or
No. Justin will be first. He'll start off the show, so get there early.
So he's your opening act.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you could say that. We're actually sharing the stage. I don't like to consider him an opening act, but
Yeah, that might be.
I've actually been wanting to see him live for a while. We recorded our CDs at the same studio, and I've met him up there, and I've heard quite a bit of his music by looking it up. But as a musician, I don't usually get to see other musicians perform, because when they have shows, it's usually on the weekends when I have shows. Yeah. And if I have time to go see a show, that means I'm not working enough.
That's not good.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Well, I really like. This is a squirrel moment, I know.
Squirrel.
But I just realized how I should be wearing my headphones. And on YouTube, when you see this, because he can keep his hat on, his hair looking good, and have these big old headphones on. See, that messes up my hair, because your hat looks great today.
Well, it's part of my personality.
Yeah. Is this a new hat?
No, it's not. I've had this one a couple years, but folks don't seem to recognize me if I don't wear the hat.
We don't, because I saw you walk in the other day, and you were in your gym shorts and stuff, and you were getting ready to go work out. And I'm going like, oh, that's Jared. You should wear a cowboy hat even with your gym shorts, so people will know who you are. Well, maybe he wants to be incognito.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jared would look okay in one of those British bobby hats or whatever.
I wear my cowboy boots and shorts to the leg with the hat. What else would I wear?
But it looks good. Now, if if when you have a sold out crowd, will they tell you when it's sold out, or is it already sold out, or we have plenty of tickets left, or how do we know?
I'm unsure about that.
How will they get tickets to go to see you?
They are available pre-sale at doseydo.com.
And how do you spell Dosey-Do? Spell that.
Okay, DOSEYDOE. It's all lowercase. And
I almost said...
They have the option to buy tickets at all of their locations that have live music. And you just click on the Music Cafe link that says buy tickets and scroll down till you see our name. Actually, you don't have to scroll anymore. We're the next upcoming show they have.
Hey, there you go. Isn't that very cool? That's very cool. Are you on the outside sign yet?
Well, I'm pretty sure I am, but I haven't drove by there lately. I've been focusing on several other projects. And promoting the show through internet radio and social media.
So you have to do a lot of things. You have to promote the show. You have to make sure the band members are rehearsed and they're ready to go and do all that stuff. And that's a lot. Yes. And then also be able to call Lisa and take her out once in a while, right?
Yes. That's a
did you see how
hard
I threw
thing
that
to juggle.
in?
Yeah, I know. I was hoping you wouldn't get into the love life thing.
But we almost lost it for him, so we have to always be
well,
promoting
yeah, but
Lisa.
It's back and whatever. I don't know what it is. But let me ask you this.
No,
what time do you go on? Might I ask? I'm so ignorant of stuff like that.
Well, the way this works is Justin Fulcher is going to take the stage at 8:30. He'll play an hour to an hour and a half, and I will go on as soon as we can get the stage set after that.
Okay.
So, we got a phone call.
We got a phone call. I'm pretty sure it's for Jared.
I'm probably for Jared, not for us. Here. Hey, caller, can you tell us your name and who you're calling for?
This is John Doe, and I'm calling for Jared. I'm his biggest fan.
John Doe, are you any way related to Dosey, or is this just?
I am not related to Dosey.
Okay, but you're the biggest fan. Oh, we love the biggest fan. You're not a stalking kind of fan, though, are you?
Well, I know this guy. He's been to many of our shows. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. So you don't want to give your name, huh? That's fine. Why do you like Jared above all the other great artists we have out there? What does Jared do differently?
Well, Jared, when he takes his shirt off and gets in them panties up on stage and puts the lipstick on. What are you? Howdy, I tell you what.
Oh man,
fired up.
You've always got to mess with me, don't you?
That is a selling feature. I hadn't thought.
That's why we love to have his fans.
Way to screw up a public radio show, dude. John Doe, would I?
Richard is eating it up. He's like,
I'm about to use your real name. You keep talking like that.
Hey, you can use my name, baby.
Well, so
anytime you want.
Yeah, but you really do. You go and you scream and holler and all that at his concerts, right?
Oh yeah, Jared puts on a good show. He's a hell of an artist.
That is great.
That's a good comment.
See, that's what we're hoping for, is that kind of comment, and that he didn't have to pay you too much to say that, did he?
Right.
No, he's a good fella. I do appreciate him a lot.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. You are great, and
thanks,
we
Mr.
appreciate
Doe.
it, Mr. Doe. We'll see you at Dosey.
Yeah,
Mr. Doe.
Bye
okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you could tell I didn't pay him to say that.
No,
I would be ducking his pay after that if it were so.
No, you might have a whole different audience. You don't know. You never know. You could just have a whole bunch of other people coming.
Jared,
kind of a homoerotic audience.
You're noted very well locally. How far out have you had concerts before, performed, I should say?
Well, we've gone to Waco, Texarkana, Laredo, Marble Falls, Round Rock. We're working on a deal in Leakey, Texas.
Neato.
We've gone to Galveston, which I guess isn't that far, but you can't get too much further south.
No, you can't.
Unless you go west, too.
Yeah, sheesh. Any particular place have a better memory than others, or you have more fond thoughts of it than others?
Well, I really like playing at Dosey-Do, first of all.
Well, yeah, that's a good one to say. That is so safe,
is
it's
he
scary.
Smart or
this man
what?
knows what he's doing.
No,
yeah.
he is. And that place is so popular. When you tell people that you're going to be at Dosey-Do, that's a big deal. They raise their eyebrows like, cool.
Cool
that's
beans.
Really... Now, I just want to put this in one more time. Before you get up, you will need somebody to introduce you, right?
Well, yes.
And who better than the personalities that you actually sing the theme song for than the Mark and Cindy introducing you. Who knows you better? Who loves you better? Okay, except for Lisa, but who loves you better than to be able to introduce you in a very dignified, serious way that we could do.
That's a very nice blatant plug there.
You think that? You think so? I mean, because imagine how many more people and a different age level you could get if they knew we were going to be there. If we were going to be there introducing you, not singing for you, just introducing you.
Well, I'll see if I can arrange something like that.
Finally, what does it take to get on places? I mean, you have to beg. No.
I think you had him at the word dignified and looking at me. I don't know. We'll see about it.
It's going to be like just like your parents used to say when you were little. We'll see. We'll see, Cindy. Thanks for asking. We'll see.
Well, I guess we'll send the venue a copy of this radio broadcast and as many times
okay, forget
as
it.
we've mentioned them. I'm sure they would love you.
I think I'll have more time on Thursday than I thought. Okay, to do things. But if we ever got that chance, we would be so honored. You know what? It would just be like, wow, we got to introduce you. You know, and we do save your picture so that we can tell people we do know you. We've got that picture up there. Because a lot of people don't believe, like, that's you singing that. James Sterrett singing that song for you?
James Sterrett, huh? That's my
James
cousin.
Sterrett.
Yeah, we call him Jamie, though.
I'm losing
Jamie
this
Sterrett.
job
Well,
of
they're
introducing
both,
him. I'm just going to lose the job of introducing Jared
They look
Sterrett.
so much. Yeah. Whatever you do. Bring a card up there, Cindy. Dang. Yeah, bring your new pen, too.
I know. I will. But, Jared, now what else do you want the fans to know that they don't know about what you're going to do Thursday night?
Well, I can't give it all away. I've got to save something to shock y'all while I'm on stage.
Yeah. The wet
wait,
T-shirt thing, is that really, is that Thursdays or is, I'm sorry.
No, we were just hoping it wasn't the lipstick.
That's Thursdays, but not at Do-Si Do. It's a classy place.
Oh, that's right. I knew that. And I've never seen one.
That's at my other shows where we have those.
Now, your strong fan base, do you have some new songs or something you're going to surprise them with on Thursday?
Why, yes, we do.
Why, yes.
There's always surprises. And Cindy, if he tells, it's no longer a surprise.
Oh, that's true. But
ladies and gentlemen, Jared Sterrett, we are close to
okay,
being
then you
velvet.
have to go to Do-Si Do on Thursday, and you can get the tickets or go by there, or you can get the tickets dosido.com, right? I'm sure they have something. If you
people show
Google,
up there.
Google Do-Si Do. And get to see Jared Sterrett live. You got to hear him live, but now you're going to get to see him live.
Woohoo!
At Do-Si Do, Thursday night. So, Jared, we look forward to being there and introducing you, and we're going to talk to Justin Fulcher in a couple of days. I think a couple of days.
Thursday?
Yeah, a couple of days.
Okay,
Thursday.
that
He'll
day.
be on.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
if Jared lets you down, maybe Justin will...
So, Jared, could you sing along with the song as we go out on the Mark and Cindy show? We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. Go ahead, Jared. Sing out with it.
'Cause there's no comfort in Southern comfort.
No help from Jim Beam. Jack Daniels ain't okay. Johnny Walker walked down.
Tri-County Services provides services to children and adults with mental illnesses, substance abuse disorders, and intellectual developmental disabilities in Montgomery, Liberty, and Walker counties. Offices are located in Conroe, Cleveland, Liberty, and Huntsville. Some mental health services offer focus on resilience and recovery. Services and supports for individuals with intellectual development disabilities focus on skill development and independence. Tri-County Services offers 24/7 crisis intervention and evaluation with crisis hotline 1-800-659-6994 and their mobile crisis outreach team. Psychiatric crisis treatment is available at Psychiatric Emergency Treatment Center in Conroe. Substance abuse services include treatment for both youth and adults. Substance abuse prevention classes are also provided for younger children and teenagers. Peer support services for veterans are also offered by Tri-County Services. For more information about all programs provided by Tri-County Services, call 936-521-6100 or visit our website at www.tricountyservices.org.
Hi, I'm Tina, and I will be your host for a new program on Lone Star Internet Radio. I call it Retro Saturdays. Every Saturday at 5 p.m., I will be playing music from the 1930s to the 1970s. I will play a different genre of music every weekend of the month. You will hear big band music, jazz, 70s classic rock, and 60s oldies. Join us for Retro Saturdays at 5 p.m. every Saturday of the month. Go to irlonestar.com for more information on Retro Saturdays on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Good, not afternoon. Good morning, everybody.
Cindy, Jared just told us what he got
Yeah.
Lisa for what all he did for Valentine's Day, and it just made me feel like a jerk.
Well, all the, it's really like a lot of it, the thought that counts, Lisa, and that he put so much thought and effort into it that you just got to love this guy.
Really, I love him. Wait a minute.
he's-
No. Yes.
In such a brotherly way. You're listening to the Mark and Cindy Show on Lone Star Internet Radio, and we've had a full day. We had
my
Brian
word.
Rivera. We thank him, and then we certainly Justin Fulcher is your guy that's coming on, but Jared Starrett, who spoke with us, and we're promoting the fact that he's going to be at Do-Si-Do on Thursday.
I can't get over how young the guy looks, and yet he talks very mature, and his voice is like an older person.
When he sings.
Yes.
Just amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Cindy, it is our encouraging word time, and it's kind of like an about face, a major squirrel moment because of what I was looking at today, and it has a story to it, and I think I may have a little bit of time, and you may not care for this story, but one of the greatest things, not the greatest things, my dear sister Susan, Susan, you're a dear sister, but this was Jill. Jill did for me once. She was macrame or something.
Yep.
These plastic grids actually is what it was, and she said, "Mark, do you have a favorite saying you would like me to put on this plaque for you? You could put it in your room." And I said, "Well, yes, I do, Jill." And she said, "Okay." And I don't know what she was expecting, but there was an old friend of mine, Roger Parker, Virginia Plyler's dad, and he used to say this poem. It's from Omar Khayyam, who was an Iranian, a Persian poet and scientist many years ago. And he said, "The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on. Nor all thy piety nor wit can lure it back to cancel half a line, or all your tears wash out a word of it." It's not uplifting, but what Omar is saying there obviously is, when something happens, it happens. Mm-hmm. You can't bring it back no matter what you do. And but after that, he doesn't say, "So go on." He just tells you that's the way. And I think his message is, be very careful, about what you do. And he got that, by the way. I said he was a Persian. He wrote this in about, I think, 700 in the 80s. But
and it still works.
It still works.
You need to move on.
He was writing it. He used as an example, what his inspiration was, I don't know if y'all remember the tale of the prophet Daniel. Whenever the Babylonian Empire, the final king of Babylon, was there, he was having this huge party, and he was using the temple, Israel's temple. They had conquered and destroyed the temple. He was using golden goblets and drinking, and it's been given to the Medes and the Persians. In other words, and Omar Khayyam heard that, and he said, in other words, Daniel didn't say will be. He said, your kingdom has been given to the Medes and Persians. There's nothing you can do about this, Belshazzar.
You're done.
So he's done. And I read that, and I think of gloom and doom. And then, Cindy, when I was thinking, you're right, I've done horrible things bad things I'm so ashamed of. If I could go back and change it, I would. And I was reading this morning about Christ. When he went to pray, he knew he was going to die, and I'm sure he was scared. He had every emotion we had. He was sad, and he said his tears were like blood, and he said, "Disciples, please stay here and pray for me." Mm-hmm. And he left, and when he came back, they were asleep, and how they must have felt when they were asleep. And, they could not go back in time and change that, but Christ is saying this to us instead. I have read this saying. It's not a saying from Christ, but someone used the scriptures to say this. Our Savior kneels down and gazes upon the darkest acts of our lives. But rather than recoil in horror, he reaches out in kindness and says, I can clear that if you want it. I can clean it if you want it. And from the basin of grace, he scoops a palm full of mercy and washes our sins. Come to me.
That's right.
Omar Khayyam writes, says there's nothing you can do, and Christ says, hey, I know it. I've seen it. And yes, there's nothing we can do about that, but come to me.
And he can clean
and
that slate.
Live the rest
That's
of your
right.
life, looking at me. That is encouraging.
It is. All I can say is that Jill must have looked at you after you told her that and said, I ain't got enough yarn for that.
Yarn, and that girl did it.
Can you shorten that a little bit?
And it is right there in my study, just to the left of my computer.
That's awesome.
The moving finger writes and having read. Moves on.
That is a very scary story in the Bible. A lot of people think the Bible stories are boring. No way. They've got some really very strange,
Can you imagine you're at a party or do-si-do or something, and all of a sudden a hand shows up and what if it wrote about me? It said, Mark, you've been weighed in the scales and you're found wanting. Oh, how horrible. But Christ, I'll never be found wanting now. Cindy, this show has been...
said, I found the scales and I was found wanting instead of too heavy. So this is a good,
right,
this
you're
is
too
a good
heavy.
thing.
Hey, Mark.
It's a good thing. No, we're so happy that everybody joined us today. Thank you, listeners, so much. Go to our archives and go to SoundCloud.com and listen to this show audibly, and then go to YouTube later in the week and see it.
We're all over the place,
We're
Cindy.
all over the place.
I don't get it.
Lone Star Internet Radio, the
Like
Mark
to
and
thank
Cindy Show.
Brian Rivera and Jared Starrett for being our guests today, and Dick for taking care of all this. Thanks.
That's right. See ya. God's got this.
On the Mark and Cindy Show. Let's Mark and Cindy on the radio, 10 to 11 a.m. Let's Mark and Cindy, they've got a morning.
Hey everyone, this is Tina, your host from Retro Saturdays. I wanted to invite you to visit the Lone Star Studios here in downtown Conroe, Texas. We're all volunteers here, and we need your help in serving the Montgomery County area. Radio media is a fun field to be in. Lone Star Internet Radio serves Montgomery County with news, current events, local programming, and of course, music. If you are interested in volunteering and sharing your talents in media, go to irlonestar.com and let us hear from you. Lone Star Internet Radio, serving Montgomery County from the heart of downtown Conroe.